Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wrestling Renaissance. My name is TJ Leo,
And I'm Cole 2K.
and this is the WrestleMania 41 results reaction review edition of the show. And WrestleMania 41 was this past weekend. We were recording this on the Monday before Raw. Just to be clear on that, this does not take into account whatever ends up happening on the Monday after Mania. This is just WrestleMania itself, and boy, was it a show!
It was a
It was a
show.
it was a show that occurred. Indeed, it did. I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say. I have been bursting at the seams, wanting to talk about what we saw. So, full disclosure, Cole and I have not talked anything about WrestleMania. Nothing. We didn't watch it together like we normally watch the shows. We normally have like a watch party on the weekends. We did not do that. I was with a buddy of mine. So all of these are off the cuff, reacting to it for the first time right in front of you, which is awesome. This is the way I like to do it. So let's do this. There's a lot to get into. Starting with the first match of WrestleMania Saturday was Gunther defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Jey Uso. And we're going to do this a little bit differently. Normally we talk about the match, we rate the match, and then we do predictions. This time, and probably moving forward, we're going to rate the match first blindly, so neither of our scores are affected by each other's opinions. And then we're going to talk about the match and then get into predictions. So I'm going to write down my score here. I haven't done this yet, by the way. I haven't done this ahead of time. I haven't rated them. So I'm rating them right now.
All right.
I'm going to give this, let's see.
Now, just to be clear, what are we officially rating these on? How happy we are with the result? Just the match?
What we thought
of the match itself?
I would say the result is included in it. It's how happy you were with the match. How happy you were with the match, the result, everything. It's a total package rating. I think Cole's just lowered. I think Cole's just lowered. In fact, I'm considering lowering mine slightly. I need my eraser. No, I'm not going to change my mind. I'm going to stick with what I have. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It was a close one, but ooh, the squeak is real.
The squeak is real.
It is real. All right, ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1. Whoa! Oh, okay. Wow, you gave it higher than me. I'm very surprised.
I gave it a 6. Yeah, I gave it a 6.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. So, yeah, it was the first match of the show. Jay had a crazy over-the-top entrance with yeet flags, and he surprisingly came through the crowd, which I did not think he was going to do.
Did you notice, though, he walked, he didn't yeet,
He yeeted once. When he was like really up top in the crowd. He did the yeet, but then the rest of the way he walked, he was like, I can't blow myself up.
Yeah.
This is a bad idea.
Definitely blow himself up.
Yes. So yeah, he came through the crowd, very shocking. Did not expect that. It was a very long entrance. And then Gunther had just a standard entrance. He just walked in.
Nothing special about him.
Nothing special. No. So you gave it a 6. I gave it a 4. Yeah, it probably met my expectations for what I was expecting out of the match, in all honesty. I toyed with a 3. But I was at a 5, so I kind of went in the middle between my two numbers. I just thought that the match itself, from a quality standpoint, was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was excellent, nor would I even put it in the top 5 matches of the card. But I thought it was pretty good for what Jay can do. But I also came away from it thinking, Jay if there was ever a time for Jay to come out with a 5-star classic, this was going to be it.
Especially after last year at Mania.
Exactly. It was like, you got to make up for that shit fest. And, it was definitely better than last year's shit fest with Jimmy. But that being said, I'm having trouble deciding whether the match itself let me down or if the booking let me down. Hashtag spoilers. Common theme in this WrestleMania. Gunther just looked like an absolute chump in this match.
He did kind of.
So we haven't said who won. Jay won, which I think everyone anticipated.
Yes.
But what I don't think anyone really anticipated was how he would win.
No, I don't think really anybody anticipated how that was going to happen.
So he put him in Gunther's sleeper, and Gunther tapped
pretty quickly too.
I don't understand. This almost feels like there's a part of me that is like, are they punishing Gunther? Or are they just realizing that they...
Yes.
Right? I don't know. Like,
they did last year with Sammy, and they did this year with Jay.
I just don't understand why they're doing this. They rose him to this... the only thing I can think of, and I'm trying to play devil's advocate here, is that they rose him to such a high level of, badassness that they were like, we gotta cut his legs out.
You build up a heel like that so you can build up a baby face when they beat him.
I guess, but Jay to do that, and Sammy, I just feel like it's two big mistakes in a row for Gunther's build. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy for Jay. Feel good moment. But I feel really bad for Gunther. Up until he won the title, he was just an absolute badass. And then he wins the title. Actually, you know what? Up until WrestleMania, he was a badass last year. And then once he lost to Sammy, it's been such a downhill turn for him. I don't know, man. I was very disappointed to see Gunther just get absolutely embarrassed, honestly.
I mean, for me, I guess I rated it a little bit higher than what I probably thought I might, just because it's what I expected. The crowd was into it.
Yeah. But it was also the first match on the card. So
also the first match on the card.
Yeah.
I mean, dare I say, when we talk later, the first match on the card yesterday, I think the crowd maybe was into it for a different reason, but they were still just as much into it.
They never got their amazing shot of a stadium eating, though. There was like little bit of it was
still light. I think that's the biggest thing, is because it was still light outside. I
commented on this during the show to my buddy. I was like, I hate WrestleMania on the West Coast. I hate the light. The light just makes it feel less epic.
Yeah.
I hate the West Coast.
But yeah, I mean, crowd was happy about it. Crowd was into it. The match wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't terrible. It was
the
slightly
ending
above average.
The power bomb. I mean, him getting Gunther up after 15 minutes for a power bomb, and then 3 splashes.
Yeah.
And then the choke. I guess that took the air out of Gunther that he had to tap out real quick.
Yeah.
But a little bit unbelievable, but
super
the ending
unbelievable.
Didn't really take away too much from what I thought of the match.
Fair enough. I thought that powerbomb that Jay gave Gunther, I was like, oh, it's over. Once I saw that, I was like, if you're letting him powerbomb you at this point, I don't know.
I mean, so coming out of this, with Gunther losing, does he take a little bit of time off?
Yeah, I think he's gonna take a break.
And
which I think is good for him, honestly. What about Jay?
You got 3 weeks for Backlash.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick turnaround for our match.
For any kind of title defense.
Let's get through the whole card, and at the end, we'll make some predictions of where we think everyone's going.
That works. Based
on the results of everything. All right.
Okay.
Let's hear how we did on predictions for this.
So for predictions, we both thought it was going to be WrestleYedia. WrestleYedia. I was trying to think WrestleYedia or Yeedlemania.
Yeedlemania.
But we both like Jay to win. We both put the full 7 on it.
Oh, nice. Wow.
So
okay. Good start for us.
Out good.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the next match on the card, which was the War Raiders versus the New Day for the for the World Tag Team Championship. Let's do our score here. Let's see. Man, this is a tough one to rate. Actually, I keep going back. I got mine. You good?
Yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Wow. Okay. All right. 3 and a 5. All right. So.
Oh, you went 4 on the last one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the New Day are your victors against the War Raiders, and they are your new World Tag Team Champions. The match itself, I thought, was as good as they could have done with the horrible build that they were given to play with, without Big E's involvement, which we did not get. I thought, so my buddy and I talked about this when this match came on. We were like, the only thing that can save this match from being a complete dud is Big E involvement. But I was 90% confident that wasn't going to happen. I think Big E's done. I just think he's done.
Right.
Unless some sort of miracle occurs. It's been 3 years, and he has repeatedly said, "No, my neck's not fusing. There's unless it does, I can't do anything." So I just don't see him getting involved. So that didn't happen. So the big question on everyone's mind is the booking of this match. Why was this match put on the card, and yet this Friday upcoming we have a triple threat tag team championship match on SmackDown between Street Profits, DIY, and Motor City Machine Guns in a TLC match? Why was this match put on the WrestleMania card and the TLC match was relegated to SmackDown? I don't get it. The Big E thing was the only thing that was convincing me that that was the reason that this match was put on the card. And then when it was literally just a regular match with New Day getting a dirty win, I was like, okay, someone's smoking something severe in the back for the booking of this match. I don't get it. And the crowd certainly didn't get it either. They had one of the most, just like on the Raw's previous, the crowd's reaction to the War Raiders was 0. Nothing.
Yeah.
The look on Ivar's face every time he would try to like pump the crowd up, he was like, fuck. They don't care. War. And they got like a smattering of wars, and it was just like...
Yeah, it was... They just did not get a great reception.
No, they did not. And I don't blame the wrestlers for that. I blame the booking. The booking is fucking terrible for this match. They had...
the War Raiders have really never been super over with the fans.
No.
Ever.
They were in NXT.
Yeah.
And when they first debuted on Raw, they were. And then after that, because there was no booking for the tag team division...
It still isn't really.
There still isn't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, people would have much rather have seen a triple threat TLC match for the SmackDown titles than this. And it's no offense to any of these guys because they put on an actually decent match. But was it WrestleMania worthy? No. No, it was not WrestleMania worthy. It was Monday Night Raw main event worthy. if that.
Top of the second hour, or
Oh, wow.
top of the second hour of a SmackDown. Top of the second hour of a 3-hour show.
Yeah, I'm baffled by the booking of this match. I don't understand. We'll get into where we think everyone's going later on in the show, but I just this didn't need to be on the card. I'm surprised you gave it a 3. Why did you?
I mean, try to think back to the match. I remember absolutely nothing.
I mean, fair.
There is nothing memorable about that match. He won by a roll up or some somewhat
Kofi
underhanded way.
Yeah, Kofi held the foot of, I think it was Ivar or Eric.
Trying to get in to save the pin or something, right?
Well, I think Xavier had one of them pinned, and Kofi held the foot down from the edge.
Oh, so he couldn't. Okay. Yeah,
so he couldn't kick out. Yeah.
I don't remember anything about the match. It was just completely, unremarkable.
Very, very unremarkable. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I mean, some of the things they did in the match were really cool, but again, without a build that makes sense, it just makes you kind of shrug, and forget. So,
crowd wasn't that into it.
What's that?
I said crowd wasn't that into it. Nothing stood out that I can remember, and just wasn't into it.
Oh God! And the War Raiders came out to a Clash of Clans outfit.
Right.
Oh, so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No special entrance really for New Day. It was just.
Nope.
It was what it was. All right. Predictions. How we do?
Predictions. We both like the New Day. Me for 3, you for 2.
All right.
So.
All right. You're up 1. All right, then. Let's move on to the next match, which was the first ever non-title women's one-on-one match. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I shouldn't say anything. We're going to rate the match. Okay. You good?
I'm good.
3, 2, 1. Okay, we're pretty on the same page on that one. Your winner, Jade Cargill. Entrances. So this was my first time that I got to see Naomi's heel entrance, which I thought was actually pretty cool. I liked it. It was
her
cool.
New theme.
Yeah, her new theme was cool. I like the caution tape and her new look. Like she has like a new mannerism, new demeanor. She's repackaged. I like it. No more feel the glow nonsense. It's I like it. I like her new persona. And Jade came out to a very strange intro. The guy from the Weather Channel,
Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel. Yeah.
So full disclosure, we have the Weather Network up here, a Canadian weather station. So I have no clue who this guy is. No fucking clue who he is.
Yeah. So he works for the Weather Channel, which is of course the Weather Channel does nothing but weather. So when they have big storms, hurricanes coming through the coastline, and they send somebody there for on-site reporting.
Oh, he's the guy.
He's always the guy to go.
Is he a Las Vegas native? Like,
I don't think he's a Las Vegas native, but I think he is I think the Weather Channel is associated with NBC Universal that owns Peacock.
Gotcha. I was going to say there must be some sort of tie-in there for just such a random thing.
Is with Peacock and NBC Universal. Comcast.
I thought his gimmick was somewhat bad.
No.
Like I was just like, why? That was comical. Why? I don't know. Jade's a badass, and you gave her a comical intro. It didn't fit for me.
He is the one that's always standing out in the storms, reporting,
getting blown away. Jade also got a haircut. She has like a haircut similar to Storm from the X-Men movies.
Well, newsflash, they're wigs.
Oh, is she bald?
She's not. I mean, I don't think she's bald, but I mean, she does wear mostly wigs.
Huh. Oh, okay. So maybe she's always had short hair, and this was her actual hair. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think that could have been her actual hair because she was at the presser afterwards with the long hair done up.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
Or no, no. Well, yeah. She was on
The post show.
the post show panel
Gotcha.
with Big
And
E
she had her long hair back.
Rosenberg.
That's
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah, she had her long hair back.
Well, I definitely prefer with the short hair. It looks really badass. The match was okay. I was needing it to be like Jade's come out dominate party, and have them have like a 7 or an 8 type match where I was like, oh, okay, that was great, and it didn't quite meet those expectations. Naomi did really well. Jade did pretty well. I'm glad it wasn't a squash match, but I also didn't really get anything out of it, and it wasn't that memorable to me either. It was kind of on the same level as the tag match. At least it had a better build, though.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely had the build. So I was definitely interested to see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
There were definitely some bright spots, stuff to remember. Like Naomi, I don't know if she was trying to spear off the second turnbuckle or something, but when Jade caught her, and held her up in the suplex,
that was dope.
That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
And then that was right before she did her finish, wasn't it? I think she did that move, then her finish. Is that right?
No, it was a little bit earlier in the match.
Okay.
It was like halfway through, because she did that, and then she did some other like power slam type move very quickly after that.
Yeah, that finishing sequence into her finisher was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Definitely
I'm curious where they go.
See where they're going with it.
Yeah, which we'll talk about. So yeah, Jade is your winner. Clean victory.
Which is good. Jade needed that.
Yeah. Predictions. How'd we do?
We both like Jade.
Okay.
Both thought it was her time.
Oh, wow.
Both for 5.
Wow. Tight race so far. Tight race. All right.
You want the good news or the bad news?
For what?
That it's close.
Oh, yeah, exactly. All right, next match was LA Knight defending his U.S. title against Jacob Fatu. Let's do a match rating here. All right. Oh, he's changing it.
No, not changing it.
No.
All right, my ranking down over here, right there, and then I've got the predictions in front.
Gotcha. He's our statistician?
Yes.
Statistician. Is that what we call you? Statistician. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. All right. We're within 2, I think, every time.
Yep.
I don't think we've been beyond that, so we're not too far off. All right, so your winner and new United States champion, Jacob Fatu, who came out with Solo Sikoa at the entrance, which told me that there was not going to be the solo interference that I thought they were going to do.
Solo did not come down to the ring with him.
That's what I mean. And as soon as he left, I was like, yeah, Solo's not getting involved. I was like, which greatly saddens me. Solo had a really good year, and for him not to be on the WrestleMania card, that's got to suck. That's just got to suck.
For the result, I think that was the right thing to do, to not have Solo interfere.
Well, see, my assumption, and we'll probably get to my prediction, was that Solo was going to interfere and cost Jacob
right.
to win. So once I realized he wasn't, once I realized he wasn't gonna come down, because if he was gonna do that, he wouldn't have been at the entrance. He would have just came down halfway through the match or something.
Oh no, we've lost video. There he is. Nope, cannot hear you. Still cannot hear TJ.
Testing.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
We hear him now.
Don't know what happened there. Very strange. Okay. I'm back. I'm good?
Yes, you are good.
Okay. Yeah, once I saw him on the entrance ramp, I was like, well, he's not coming down to help. So That being said, though, I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was really good. I did not anticipate Jacob winning. I just thought it was too early for Jacob to win a title. I thought that they would definitely be going down the bloodline falling apart route before they would give him a title. But again, that being said, I thought the match was great. I thought these two had pretty damn good chemistry. The BFT into the backflip. Was that what it's called? BFT?
Yeah, the BFT.
Yeah, the BFT into the backflip moonsault. That was perfection. That was on the level of RKO to Evan Bourne type shit. That was amazing.
That was good.
And normally LA Knight has a few like slip ups and issues in matches. I find he's never perfect, but he didn't really have any issues in this match.
I really didn't.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Jacob looks like a beast as always. The crowd was definitely on Jacob's side.
Yep.
Which is a sign of things to come, I think. We're not going to go into where we think everything's going, so I'm going to keep that out. But yeah, I enjoyed the match. I thought it was good.
I mean, I was definitely wondering if the stage was going to be a little too big for Jacob at first. Like if he would, show that he was nervous or, something like that. But nothing like that at all. It's like he was made for a stage like that. I was definitely impressed.
Yeah, he shined. Absolutely.
Definitely shined. LA, he's just gave me exactly what I expected, which was kind of bland. I don't know.
He definitely didn't stand out in this match.
No, he doesn't really do a whole lot that stands out.
I mean, the BFT on the moonsault was excellently performed. That was definitely the highlight for him. But yeah, as like a storyteller in the ring, I don't think he's that good.
No,
he's good at matches, but he's not great at storytelling. I don't know if that's just because he hasn't been given a great series of feuds, or if that's just he's just not good. I still like him, still a fan of him. Yeah, we'll see where he goes from here, but I enjoyed the match. I thought it was the best match of the night thus far.
Yeah, I mean, it was average 5, average for me.
Average for you.
Average for me.
All right. How'd we do on predictions?
Well, this was the first one that
we disagreed on.
Yeah. I thought Jacob was going to win clean, and you thought he was going to lose by interference. I got 4 points. You got 0 points. You put 1 on LA Knight, so you only lost 1.
Not a significant loss. Okay.
Nope.
Cool. But that means you're like up 5 at this point. That's not good.
Something.
All right. Let's see. Where are we? We are on Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, which unfortunately Rey Mysterio was injured on SmackDown the night prior. Some sort of knee injury, it looks like, when he got pulled.
Hold on. I did see today that he did update it.
Oh?
He tore his groin.
Ooh!
He announced that he tore his groin. Yep.
Damn. Yeah, it looked like it happened after Julius pulled him out of the ring by his leg. So something must have just tweaked and didn't like it.
So I don't know if that's good or bad versus his knee, because I know he has had multiple surgeries on both his knees, I believe.
Yeah. So it might actually be better.
Yeah, it might actually be better that it's not the knees. So.
Yeah, if it's just a torn groin, I think
just a torn groin. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that sucks ass. That's a lot of pain. But I feel like that's a much easier recovery time, if I'm not mistaken.
Could be. I mean, it could be. I don't know. I'm no doctor, but
Triple H and Booker T both had that injury, and I'm pretty sure that they were only out for a couple of weeks, and then they wrestled with like shorts to cover up some sort of like So I don't think he'll be out that long, depending on how bad it is.
Hopefully not too long.
Yeah, very disappointing. But Rey Fenix replaced Rey Mysterio. So we had Rey Fenix versus El Grande Americano. Cole and I discussed this because it was announced, I think, early in the day on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday morning.
So we decided, because there was actually several changes to WrestleMania after our predictions went live. So we decided to keep our predictions the same. So no editing. We just keep them where they are, and we see how we fare with replacements.
Any picks that we made transferred to the replacements.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, yes, we did not have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. We had Rey Fenix versus El Grande Americano. Let's do our rating here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Yeah, we're both Cinco. So we're both on the same page there. El Grande Americano, your winner against Rey Fenix. So, we've talked about the build before. The build was strange, but also entertaining. But we weren't really sure where they were going with it. And I'm not sure if... I keep going back and forth on this. Do you think that Rey Fenix being in the match to replace Rey Mysterio changed the outcome of the match?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't think so at all.
Okay. So the outcome of the match was El Grande Americano did his steel plate in the mask gimmick, headbutted Rey Fenix on the ground, and then did a flying headbutt and won. And that was it. Gotta say, if that was the planned ending for Rey Mysterio, that's a pretty shitty ending to what I thought was going to be a potential match of the night candidate. I thought that we were going to get El Grande Americano unmasked. We didn't get that even close. We basically just got a standard match that he's had on Raw 2 or 3 times at this point. But it was on WrestleMania. And that was it.
Well, you said you gave this a 4, right? Is that right?
5.
5.
Sorry,
Okay.
6.
Okay.
So I thought the match was good, but it's so hard to rate for me because it's like Rey Mysterio wasn't in the match. So was the card changed, or was the outcome changed? Did they go, oh shit, do we really want Rey Fenix to unmask El Grande Americano, or do we want to wait and do this at Backlash with someone else, or build it a little bit more? I don't know. I don't know what the thought process was here, but it came across as just another good TV match, a good Raw match, kind of just like most of the card.
So why'd you rate it above average then?
Because I thought that they did really well together.
Okay.
And for Rey Fenix to step in the last minute and be like, okay, my debut at WrestleMania, holy shit.
Hey, it was El Grande Americano's debut too.
You are correct, sir. You are correct.
I am.
You know what? I'm going to lower my score. Lower it to a 5. And here's why.
Okay.
Lower to a 5. Here's why. Oh, man. Do I want to go lower? I'm convincing myself to go lower because, again, this just didn't feel like the finale this didn't feel like a WrestleMania match. It felt like another Raw match, which I get in terms of, like, it was Rey Fenix who replaced Rey Mysterio, so, there's that part of it, but we didn't get any American-made interference. We didn't get any LWO interference. It was just a straight one-on-one match, and he cheated to win. And for some strange reason, we got Vikingo at the very beginning of the match, giving El Grande Americano a swift kick, which I understand was to tie into the announcement that still blows my mind, by the way.
Yeah, that is quite the announcement.
For those of you who weren't paying attention, WWE has acquired Mexican legendary promotion AAA.
Yes.
I still don't know what to say to that. That's crazy.
And
That's just crazy.
none of the sheets reported anything about it.
There was nothing. Yeah,
Nothing.
They kept that a good secret.
Yep.
Which
even gives me more evidence to believe that the sheets only know what the WWE wants them to know now.
Yeah, I agree. So Vikingo was in there just as a tie-in to the announcement of AAA being acquired, which is a very AEW move, by the way.
I do find it interesting that they had him, who has been on AEW programming. Yep.
Yeah, I thought I remembered his name. I was like, where have I seen him before? Either TNA or AEW.
Both. He's been in TNA more recent than AEW, but he had a really good match against Kenny on an episode of Dynamite a few years ago.
Yeah, so that was interesting. They also announced a Worlds Collide PLE for NXT Cross AAA coming in June, I think.
June 7th, the same day as Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, yeah.
It was
which was announced for LA.
Yep, Worlds Collide will be in the afternoon, and Money in the Bank will be that same night.
Yeah. So just the match just didn't live up to what it could have been. It just didn't feel like a WrestleMania match, and it's so disappointing. I couldn't believe that there was no American-made or LWO interference. Just blew my mind. Just couldn't believe that.
Yep.
You know what? Lower me to a 4. I'm getting more mad.
4.
Yeah, lower me to a 4. The more I think about it, the more I'm annoyed by it.
Isn't that why we rated at the beginning, so we wouldn't change?
Yeah. It was to see our initial opinions. Yeah, but we can change it.
Right.
Predictions, no prediction changes. Nope. Rating's fine. So, yeah, I mean, I just didn't understand. Again, if they changed the booking because Ray was out and they're going to save this gimmick of Grande Americano for a Ray match, okay, I get that. If this was the whole plan all along, even with Ray in this match, Rey Mysterio, I'm baffled if that's the case. Terrible.
I mean, I am glad that that this is the end of the gimmick. Just that kind of.
I want to know where it's going.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I want to know. Where's it going?
It's a silly gimmick that they're going to carry on for, hopefully for a few more months. But I thought, just a little 2-3 month run with it was a little too short for it.
Okay. Fair.
So I'm glad it's not quite over yet, but yeah.
We shall see where it goes from here. How do we do on predictions?
Well, we both thought Rey Mysterio and I guess Rey Fenix by proxy were going to win. Because if Rey can't put his own son over, why is he going to put someone else over? So we both got 0. I bet 6.
Wow, big bets too.
Yep.
Damn. Yeah, very surprising to see El Grande win. Very surprising. Did not anticipate that. Okay. Next up.
So that's my first and your second in a row that you got wrong.
Yay. That might be a trend. All right, next up was the WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton defending against Charlotte Flair. Let's do our rating here. This one's going to hurt me.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, wow.
Big difference there. Okay. All right, so while you're writing those down. And still, WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton. Entrances. Tiffany had a Mattel Barbie type entrance with the set was like Barbie's dream house, and she was in the middle in a Barbie toy box with 2 Barbie toy boxes with her in it and like a TV screen kind of thing. It was kind of
AI
cool.
Barbies.
2 AI Barbies, yeah. Kind of cool. kind of a cool entrance.
like
Charlotte just had her typical, pyro-esque, sparkly outfit, robe, kind of a deal. Nothing too special. But yeah, no, I did not like this match. I'm okay with the winner being Tiffany. I'm glad Charlotte did not, as if it was Charlotte's decision, but
Right.
I'm glad they did not just give her a 15th win, which, by the way, is bullshit. Did you see that shit when they were talking about her record about being a 14-time champion?
No.
For some stupid reason, they're counting her NXT title win as a world title. So she's not a 14-time champion.
No, I thought 14.
Because they said she's got 6 WWE titles and 7 world titles. And then in a separate box, they had 1 NXT championship. And I was like, wait.
Has she only won it once?
I don't know. Unless those stats were fucked. But that's what it said, because I commented to my buddy. I'm like, wait a minute. Because it was like 6, 7, and 1. I'm like, well, that's 14.
She's got 6 Raw WWE Women's Champions, 7 WWE SmackDown Women's Championships.
Okay.
1 Divas Championship.
Oh.
And 2 NXT Women's Championship.
Okay, so they're counting the Divas Championship then. Okay.
Yeah, they must be counting the Divas.
Interesting that they say the Divas Championship is separate. I would have thought they would have just merged that into the lineage of one of the titles.
Yeah, when she wanted it, the 3-way WrestleMania.
Yeah, because that merged with the Raw title. So you would have thought that they would just consider that a world title.
Right.
A Raw title. Interesting.
But I guess when the Usos and New Day swapped titles, that counted as a new title reign for both of them, too.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was wrong. She is a 14-time champ, but at least she's not a 15-time champ because she lost.
Yes.
Yeah, I was not a fan of this match. They didn't seem to have good chemistry.
No.
And I thought Tiffany was sloppy. I thought she was just sloppy. Her what does she call the? It's like a running senton she does before the pretty smooth moonsault. Does she have a name for that, or is it just a running senton?
That's a move that Kennedy used to do too.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yeah.
His was always called the Kenton, because his name was Kennedy. But I don't know if Tiffany has a unique name for it.
Yeah, I don't think she does.
And I've never seen her do it before for some reason. And if I have, she must have done it way better, because all 3 times she kind of just like rolled with Charlotte.
Some people might.
There was no slam
some people say
involved.
That, they think Charlotte was sandbagging.
Oh, I mean, it's possible.
We
it didn't look good either way. I'm still here.
He's gone. TJ. Oh, there you are.
I'm here.
Did I lose you again?
Yeah, I'm here though. I'm good.
Maybe the first 1 or 2, I think she may have been saying possibly sandbagging on purpose.
The third one looked bad too. Like
the third one, I think the longer the match went on, they were both kind of gassed.
Yeah.
So I think the third one might have just been a result of both of them being gassed. Charlotte couldn't make herself lighter. Charlotte couldn't really help out too much with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
I don't know.
I kind of think Charlotte was maybe
sabotaging.
No, not really sabotaging, but saying like, I'm going to make you work for this. I'm not going to make it easy for you, maybe, kind of thing.
It's possible. It kind of reminded me of her matches with Rhea Ripley and Ronda Rousey, in that they were like brutal type matches. They weren't like a clean technical showcase. They were just like a rough kind of go around. But in this case, I just don't think it paid off for whatever reason. I found myself constantly going like, ooh, that didn't look great. Ooh, that kind of could have been better. Ooh, that wasn't great. And then the crowd just didn't seem super on board in like the last quarter. They were kind of just like over it.
I
You know?
think, yeah, I think the crowd was just kind of ready for it to be over.
Yeah,
Just
it went too long.
kind of a car
Yeah.
crash. Yeah, this one was, I think, almost 20 minutes.
Yeah. I think it would have benefited from a much
Yeah,
shorter.
19 minutes. This
Uh,
one was 19 minutes. The second longest one of the night.
was the main event the longest one?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. Um. Some of the moves they did were kind of cool. I didn't. It didn't hit for me. It missed.
Yeah.
Um. And I mean, Tiffany got bloodied up, which I thought was a good thing. It
Oh
added to
yeah.
the match.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was it came too late. It was in like the last like 2 minutes of the match where she looked like she lost a tooth, which she
But then,
didn't. By the
yeah,
way,
but then she was at the press conference afterwards, and she was
perfectly
fine.
fine.
Her face was bruised up, but
Yeah,
her teeth were fine.
yeah, yeah. It was just blood, I think, was covering it, and
Yeah.
then or maybe lipstick, because combination of the two. But yeah, it wasn't for me. I did not enjoy myself.
It was our first match together, so I think that was part of it. I can't imagine they had too much, not necessarily rehearsal time, but a lot of time in the ring together. If they
Especially
really,
if they don't like
really
each
didn't
other.
have heat with each other, yeah.
Yeah.
A Charlotte has only had one match since the Royal Rumble, and that was with BFAB. Not exactly the best partner.
No, not a great training partner.
I'm
Get that
sure
rust off.
that she was in ring training, but um, that does not replace being in front of live people in a live match type
Yeah.
situation, especially when you're in front of 60,000 plus people.
Yeah.
You're gonna get gassed, and they both did. I mean, and
They both do, yeah.
as long as Tiffany's been on the roster, I mean, that was still her first Mania match.
Yeah. I'm still a Tiffy person. I still
Yep.
like her. I'm still of the opinion that she probably has a little bit of seasoning left. I think maybe she was pushed a little too hard, a little too quickly. There's still that like lack of confidence kind of a look that she has on her face a lot that I don't like seeing. Uh, I still think she's going to be huge, and she's going to do a lot of cool things. She still has the prettiest moonsault ever.
Yep.
She just needs the prettiest running senton ever, because boy, does that look
Yep.
like shit.
I think their future matches together are going to be a lot better, and there is still definitely a lot of blood left in this feud.
I think so too. Yeah.
To go forward.
We'll get into more of that later. But for now, how did we do on predictions?
Well, I thought it was going to be Tiffy time continued, and you thought Charlotte was going to flex her creative muscle and get her championship. I bet 2-1, and you bet 3 and lost. So you started out hot and went downhill.
It's not looking good for me, ladies and gentlemen. It's not looking good for me. All right, let's get into the main event.
Oh, that's not a circle. I did not win on Ray.
No, neither of us. The main event was Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk in a triple threat match. CM Punk's first main event at WrestleMania with Paul Heyman at his side. Let's rate this match. Squeak is real. All right. Rating reveal. Final one for night one. 3, 2, 1. Oh, damn, son. Okay.
Yep.
Well, we both thought it was match of the night. Clearly, we'll get into some talking points here in a second. But the winner was Seth Rollins after Paul Heyman betrayed CM Punk first, and then betrayed Roman Reigns to help Seth Rollins secure the victory. So, You gave it a 10, so you thought it was a masterpiece.
I thought it was a masterpiece.
Uh, I did not. I thought that it was an absolutely great match. Great triple threat. I love triple threats, so I'm biased in that sense. Great storytelling. Great reactions from the crowd. Oh, CM Punk got a Cult of Personality live band playing. That was really cool entrance.
And the promo package before, right before his entrance, with Killswitch and Gage.
Yeah, he had This Fire Burns playing, his original WWE theme,
mixed in with promos from when he first debuted.
Yeah, which is very cool. My addiction is wrestling.
Cool. Yes.
Yeah. Very good intro. Which made me think he was going to win. I was really convinced. I'm like, he got the beast entrance. Seth Rollins also had a kind of a cool entrance. He came out in like this all black dress with a flamethrower at first.
It looked like a big old giant trash bag.
Yeah, it did look like a trash bag. And then the lights go out, his music stops playing, he takes off the black garbage bag dress. And now he's in all white, and his sort of Monday Night Messiah type entrance starts with his with the lights coming down, shining on him. But then his standard music plays, and he walks down to the ring. And Roman's entrance was standard. Nothing crazy on his entrance. It was very weird seeing Roman come to the ring alone, though. Let me tell you.
It was really weird. And it's just the little small details. When he stands at the bottom of the steps and he always looks to his left.
Yep.
To look for Paul.
And
he still did that.
Yeah, and there was no Paul there.
He just kind of hung his head down. Yeah, because Paul wasn't there.
Roman's great. The match itself was excellent. Some amazing moves, some amazing counters, smooth transitions. At one point, what was it? Punk, or I think, what was it? Roman speared Punk, and then Rollins gave Roman the stomp, I think.
It's the one I'm thinking of. Punk hit Rollins with a GTS. Roman hit Punk with a Superman punch. No, the spear, because he was down because he was down on his knees. He was down on all fours.
Yeah.
And Seth bounced off the ropes and hit him with the stomp.
Like it's just a triple finisher. It was amazing. It was fantastic.
And that was right before everything happened at the end. So that was over 25 minutes into the match, and they had the timing, they had the placement, they had everything just locked down.
Absolutely perfect. Yeah, completely agree. The reason that I take 2 points away is twofold. Number one, I still think the booking of the match felt pointless. I still don't understand why they were fighting, what the consequences were. It was just like, let's fight, I guess. And then it somehow transformed into who gets Paul Heyman. And I was like, okay, I mean, that makes it better, but still don't quite understand what the stakes are here, That being said, we go into the finish, which is Paul finally decides to grab a chair, and then he has to decide whether he's going to give it to Punk or Roman. He gives it to Punk, but then he climbs into the ring and low blows Punk. And then he gives the chair to Roman, and then he low blows Roman. And then Seth takes advantage, stomps Roman, I think, and then pins him. I believe was the finish, right? So I thought the finish was too predictable. Once it started, I was like, oh, I know where this is going. It was a little too slow. It was a little too predictable. I loved the crowd reactions. They were great, but it just felt like, okay, Seth Rollins is now with Paul Heyman. That's cool. Was this a WrestleMania-worthy moment? I don't think so. It feels like the start of something, not the finish of something. And WrestleMania for me is always the finish of something, not the start of something.
No, but I mean that's true. But Paul turning on Punk and Roman, I mean, and I'll talk about it in a second, but
mhm.
I mean that has to be a start of something. I mean, that's you know,
Yeah, for sure.
assuming that he is actually with Seth, which
Which it seems like.
it seems like.
Yeah.
Could have this just be a one-time transaction? Could
Mhm.
this be just be Paul just turning on Punk and turning on Roman?
Yeah.
You know, turning on Punk for putting him in a position of choosing Roman or Punk, not
Mhm.
wanting to be in that position. I mean, is he truly siding with Seth, or is he just siding against
With
Punk
himself.
and Roman?
Yeah.
So I think that there's story to come out of that.
Oh yeah, and that's kind of what I mean though. Is like this didn't feel like a WrestleMania main event. This felt like a previous pay per view main event that would lead up to a WrestleMania main event. You know what I mean? Like it just felt
I
like a
guess.
story. It felt like a story beat, not a story finale, and that's kind of what I look for at WrestleMania. And uh, it didn't do it for me. I loved the match. Don't get me wrong. I just thought the finish was really predictable. Once it got started, I was
So
like, oh,
predictable that, well, we'll get to the results in a minute.
we'll get to predictable once we got there. Once that interchange started, I was like, well, obviously, he's not gonna side with Punk or Roman. He's siding with Seth. Um,
I thought he was
I don't know.
I thought he was just going to shove the chair in the ring in
Yeah,
between
me too.
everybody.
Yeah,
I didn't see him
yeah,
getting in the ring.
yeah. Me either. I would have preferred that, honestly. I would have preferred to have him throughout the match do something like that that's questionable. But he did nothing for the whole match, and then right at the end, the whole end of the match is about Paul. And I was like, nah.
Yeah.
It could have been teased more throughout the match. We could have had more moments of like, oh, okay,
And
what's he
I
doing?
probably would have brought it down if Paul during the match was being more vocal, cheering more for Punk or
Hmm.
more against Roman. But I mean, he just stood there. I mean, he still made
He
faces,
was quiet.
but he wasn't. Um,
He wasn't animated or
he
yelling
wa-
anything.
he wasn't animated or partial to
Yeah,
anybody.
that's fair. That's a fair
So when
point.
he got involved at the end, I mean, when he got into the ring and low blowed Punk, I thought he might end
Uh
up
oh,
screwing over Roman.
your mic's going all robot-y. Yeah, yeah. Try unplugging it and plugging it back in or something if you can,
Yep.
or switch from one mic to another mic.
That's
You
what
can try
I'm
that. You sound like a high-pitched robot.
trying to do.
What I'm trying to do. We're just having technical difficulties all over the place today.
Now let me change it when we're recording.
Oh, it could be. Yeah. Crap. Try leaving and coming back, or just do a refresh. See if that works. I think the recording will still continue. Well, as we wait for Cult2K to resolve his technical issues, as a reminder, we have the Co-op Club Discord community server that you can join. It's in the link is in the description of the video. You just have to fill out a quick 30-second survey and apply to join. Cole and I are in there all the time, as are several fans of the show. So join us to discuss WWE, gaming, and everything else. And Cole's back. Let's see if he sounds like a robot.
How do I sound now?
There we go.
There we go.
There's that beautiful voice.
All
Okay.
right.
So
Well, yeah, I
yeah, I
was
get your
saying,
points.
yeah. So when he got in and low blowed Punk, I thought, oh, I mean, is he really going to do Roman like that too? But then when he handed Roman the chair and then pointed to Seth to have
It was
him,
over.
yeah, I thought, yeah, he's definitely going to. And then when Roman
Yeah.
kind of pushed him behind him so he could hit yeah, he's definitely going to.
Yeah. I just thought it was fine. It was good. It was entertaining. I just look at WrestleMania as the end of something, not the start of something. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Well, we'll talk about where we think they're going with everything later. But I have some thoughts on that. How do we do on predictions on this one? Spoilers. I'm continuing my losing streak.
Now, if we did any extra points, I would get them off that, because I had Seth actually said in the prediction show that I thought Seth was going to pin Roman, and you thought Punk, I think, was going to pin
Roman.
Yeah. So I would have gotten an extra point for getting both right.
You would
have gotten 1 point for getting the correct pinned person. But alas, I bet Seth for 1.
Oh,
you bet Punk for 6.
That's painful.
So on night 1, you won. You got the first 3 right, and then missed the next 4.
No yeet.
No yeet for you.
No yeet for me. That was that. This has been easily my worst performance in predictions so far.
Let's see, 12, 15, 20, 14.
You can add them up at the end if you want. You don't have to add them up per day.
I just kind of wanted to see night 1,
where
night
we stand,
2, and then
sure.
I mean, no, well, this isn't results. This is what we kind of rated the night in whole.
Oh, the rating averages. Yeah. Gotcha.
My night 1 average was a 5.85.
That sounds about right. Yeah, mine will be pretty similar, I think, but not. Mine will be lower. Your 10 probably brought it up.
Yes, 5.14.
Ooh, yeah, that's about what I felt. I felt it was pretty blah overall. Pretty blah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. The main event of night 1 saved the show.
Oh God, yeah.
Saved the night.
If it wasn't for that match, this would have been a pretty big dud. Pretty big dud.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is WrestleMania Saturday. Let's get into WrestleMania Sunday. Starting with the Women's World Championship Triple Threat match, Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair versus the defending Io Sky. Let's do our rating. All right. 3, 2, 1. Yeah!
Yes!
There we go, baby.
There we go.
All right, so as he records our 10s, we have Io Sky successfully defending against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. I believe she pinned
Bianca.
Oh, it was Bianca? Okay.
Yep.
She pinned Bianca. This match, in my opinion, should have been the main event of night 1. This match was absolutely fantastic. The moves in this match were freaking phenomenal. It was a non-stop, no pause, drag 'em out brawl that reminded me of Cena. It reminded me of Orton, Angle, Mysterio at WrestleMania 22, where it was just bang, 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 and they just kept going and just doing crazy stuff, and it was all done masterfully. It was just great. It was fantastic.
Yep.
One of the highlights for me was when Io did a moonsault off the top rope and Rhea kicked her from the ground.
Yeah, she didn't get her knees up. She got her feet up.
She got her feet up and it kicked her midair. And then Io goes tumbling backwards, and then Bianca catches her and puts her in a KOD.
Yes.
I think it was. Holy shit, what a sequence. Mind-blowing. Great stuff. Didn't even talk about the entrances. Rhea had a pretty standard entrance.
Pretty standard. She had a little helmet, mask type deal. Get up. Yeah. I think probably owed to some video game or something.
Could be. It was definitely a gothic kind of a Castlevania or something kind of a deal. Bianca had a pretty standard entrance as well, although she had an amazing rose coat on that was super sparkly, and the roses looked gorgeous. Absolutely amazing robe.
And that's some kind of jump rope squad that was performing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she always has these like little kid kind of a thing going on.
The first girl that she came across out on her entrance was Montez's daughter.
Yeah, it's her stepdaughter. It's crazy.
Yep.
It was really cool. And then Io actually came out first, which is strange for a champion. And had a pretty standard entrance, nothing special, which I thought was a bummer.
Her theme, which is pretty good.
Yeah, just her theme song, which is great. But it just started pouring and thundering and lightning here all of a sudden.
Wow.
So if I randomly drop and I'm gone for more than a minute, think you know what happened.
Yes, you wash
it's pouring.
away.
Holy smokes! The drops are huge. It's pouring. It's cats and dogs, as they say. Yeah, great entrances, absolutely phenomenal wrestling, amazing moves, great transitions, great ending. I had no problem with this match at all. It was a masterpiece. It was great.
Yep, it was
match of the show thus far.
I'd imagine we will see this on our year-end show for match of the year candidate.
Yeah, match of the year candidate, absolutely. I really want to go back and watch it again because it was really, really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
This should have been the main event of night one. That's all there is to it. I would have easily put this there. Yeah, it was great. It was absolutely great. Predictions.
Predictions. We both thought it was Io's time, or we both wanted it to be Io's time, I guess. I wasn't as confident. I only bet 1. You bet 4.
All right, making up a little ground there. All right. Yeah, I think Io winning makes total sense. Rhea doesn't need it right now. Bianca, I don't know. She doesn't need it. She's a beast. However, this is Bianca's first loss at WrestleMania. Yep. She is no longer undefeated at WrestleMania. So
I was kind of wondering that if either Io or Rhea won, but Bianca did not get pinned, would they still claim that she was not beaten?
And maybe that was the whole point of her getting pinned in this match was cut that off. Yeah, we're not gonna do the streak with her.
Yep.
I did think it was interesting though. Her streak is apparently matched with someone else though. She's 4-0 at WrestleMania. So is somebody else, but they never mentioned who the other person was. So I don't know.
Or that she was 4-0.
Yeah, she was 4-0, and now she's 4-1. But I don't know who was 4-0 before. My assumption is that it's an inactive wrestler, because they usually would sort of notate who it would be, and if it is someone who is inactive, it's probably someone they don't want to talk about. I'm guessing
Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, someone they don't want to associate with.
I don't know why though. I mean, he's Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he is. I think they just are trying their best to stay away from Sir Smokestack.
Yeah, but they'll have Snoop Dogg on, right?
Yeah, or Travis Scott smoking a joint in the crowd.
Yeah.
Fucking so stupid.
Travis Scott, you say, huh?
Travis Scott, I say.
Is that the last time we hear that name?
Unfortunately, no. Okay, so we did our predictions on this one, so let's move on to. I don't think this was next.
No, this one was not next. Next one
was this one.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Damian. So we had Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre in a Sin City Street fight. Let's do our rating here. I gotta think about this one for a second. Oh man, I'm tripping. I'm tripping on this one. Between two numbers again.
Go higher.
Go higher.
Score up, yeah.
I'll go one higher than that. 3, 2, 1. Oh, we matched. Look at that. Hey. 2 8s again. Look at that. Yes, while he is running down our 8s, Drew McIntyre came out with the win. Drew's entrance, if I recall correctly, was pretty standard.
He had anything special. Some kind of a big boulder with a shield.
Oh, right. So he was dressed as Doomslayer from the Doom video game.
Okay.
And Doom's helmet was on a rock, which to me that was one of the most lazy entrance props I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's just a rock with Doom's helmet on it. I was like, you couldn't have done something more badass than that? Like a demon come out or some shit? Like,
right.
But I did like his outfit though. His entrance outfit was really badass.
Yeah, it was really cool.
It was straight out of Doom, the new game that's coming out, Doom: The Dark Ages. So it was really cool. And then Damien had a pretty badass entrance. He had Slayer, the guitarist from Slayer, do some shredding on his guitar up on stage. And then Damien came out with like these like bat wings, kind of a deal, with some flames and stuff in the background. Badass entrance. Maybe my favorite entrance of WrestleMania this year. It was really good.
That was really cool.
Yeah, badass entrance. The match itself was great. Their build has been okay. But what they did with it, I think, was excellent. I did think it needed blood, and we didn't get any blood spoilers for the entire WrestleMania show, which I thought was interesting. But they had some great table spots. They had some great steel chair or steel. Steel steps spots. Yep. At one point, Damien pitched a steel chair at Drew like at 1,000 miles an hour and just barely glanced him. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
That was pretty badass. Did they do anything with the announcers tables? Can't remember.
No, not in this match.
No, there was some announcer table shenanigans in two matches.
Main event of night one.
Main event of night one, yeah. Roman powerbombed both Punk and Rollins into both sets of announcers tables, which is pretty
Those
cool.
things are built tough.
Those things
did
like,
not go down easy.
No, good lord. As Wade Barrett said, these are steel. These are not.
Yeah.
They do not fall apart easy. Some great spots. I'm trying to remember if there was any spot in particular that stood out. Damien went for his old school top rope Undertaker move.
Yep.
And Drew pushed him off into a stack of tables on the outside of the ring. That was pretty cool.
Well, they weren't stacked. They were just one in front of another.
Yeah, in a row. So that was pretty cool. I know there's some other big move that happened that I'm not remembering right now. But the match was great.
Probably wasn't the Future Shock on the steps.
On the steps. No.
Yeah.
That was cool though.
That was the selfie.
Oh, and that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
The
I don't
throwback
remember.
to last year.
Yeah, Drew, I think, just rammed Damien into the ring post and then grabbed the cell phone from Drew's brother.
Yeah.
Who was in the crowd and then sat next to Damien, took a selfie. That was classic. That was really good.
Yep.
Showed personality, and yeah, we need more of that in WWE. I know that there was another big spot, another big street fight type spot. I just can't recall what it specifically was, but it was a great match.
Yep.
They did fantastic. Drew won clean. We'll talk about where we think they're going later, but I thought they did great.
I like that the only weapons that they used was tables. There was no toolboxes, there was no ladders, there was no chairs. Or did they use a chair?
Yeah, but there was the chair spot where Damien threw it.
Yeah.
You know, I think there may have been something. Damien hit Drew several times on the back with a chair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And those were stiff shots.
Yes, they were. I saw Drew give Damien the okay, you can stop now. Look.
Yeah.
I love when wrestlers do that. Like, oh, okay, dude. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But great match.
It was great for a street fight. I mean, it was probably one of the better street fights that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, especially at Mania.
Yep.
All right, predictions. He's tallying them up, folks.
We both like Drew.
We did.
Glad that he won. We both bit.
Oh, the old tie. I'm not moving up.
Tie.
I'm not moving up.
Not moving up, not moving down.
All right, the next match was the Fatal 4-Way.
Yes.
For the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker defending against Dom, Finn, and Penta. Let's rate this bad boy. Thinking. I'm always between two. I'm always between two points. 2-1. Oh, wow. All right, then. We're on the same page. All right, and new Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio.
Dominic Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom takes the win. There's a lot to talk about in this match. So let's start with the entrances. Braun Breaker had a pretty badass entrance. Nothing special, but it hit the right notes. Penta had a pretty cool entrance, although I thought he would get a lot more like pyro kind of craziness, but they just did it at like the top of the building, and I was like, that was it. So could have been better. Dom came out with a lucha mask on. I love when he comes out with a lucha mask.
He had a little trouble getting it off.
He did have a little trouble getting it off. He did. He always seems to have trouble with the masks.
Very Dom-like.
Yeah, just like when he came out in the police van,
the
prison
that was
van,
my favorite.
and he tried to like
entrance. Yeah.
Tried to whip up the hood and it wouldn't come off. He's like, fucking hood. So very Dom. And then Finn came out to his classic Judgment Day song, which I love, instead of that bullshit rap nonsense that Judgment Day's theme is now.
I never really heard it in the song before, but you can kind of hear his old NXT theme.
Yep.
A little bit in it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically a slowed down, deeper version of that original theme. It's awesome. I love it. It's so good. So we had those four things. Have to give a shout out to commentary here, especially Pat McAfee, because I didn't get to hear the full advertisement because they block out the advertisements on international streams of their shows. But Dude Wipes was the advertisement placement for this match, and I think at one point Michael Cole was like, "Well, I'd love to know who decided to put Dude Wipes in here during Dominic's entrance." And then they come back from the advertisement. Pat McAfee was like, "If you ever need to take a dirty Dom dump, use a Dude Wipe."
Yeah,
it was awesome.
And
Pat was on fire.
Yeah, and then during when Braun speared Carlito, he said something about I think Carlito might need a dude wipe or something like that.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah,
so funny. Yeah, Pat was on fire.
Probably
this
on,
match
on weed too, but
yeah, probably. But yeah, no, this match was freaking fantastic. It was great. Some killer spears through the table. Or a killer spear through the table on the outside, which broke their television.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw that. Something exploded. I don't know if you noticed that, but something exploded because there was like wood chips everywhere after the table exploded. I don't know what happened.
I saw Braun's arm was kind of scraped up a little bit somewhere.
Yes,
it
was. Yeah, something hit him for sure. Let's see other highlights here. Penta did some crazy ass stunts. Finn did some crazy ass stunts as well. Dom was the face of this match.
Somehow Dirty Dom chants.
There was Dirty Dom songs. They were going Dirty Dom. So good. So excellent.
There was a story, the Finn and Dom working together, and then Dom turning on him when he had a chance. There was that psychology. There was
excellent
Braun and Penta. So,
Braun, Braun was positioned as like the guy that was just like fucked in the match, where he's just like, oh my god, I got to deal with all this shit, and he just kept dealing with stuff, and kept spearing people and
if
destroying
you didn't
people.
See it, I think on Friday when they were doing the whatever kind of outdoor press conference before, he did some Steiner math. He did his own little Steiner math.
Oh, yes, he did. Yeah. Yes, he did. Yeah.
Yep.
So good.
And the crowd was super into it. Braun is the future. Braun's going to be.
Oh, yeah. Dude. Future champion.
Just wait till his cousin comes in. Uncle Scott has a son that's in college that's in the NIL program. Yeah.
Oh.
Looks a lot like Scott.
Gotcha. Cool. That's interesting. But yeah, absolutely great match. Awesome outcome with Dom winning. That was shocking. When he turned on Finn, the crowd went fucking ballistic.
Yeah.
He he gave that classic Dom smile where he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it."
And then when he tried to give him the 619 and Finn caught him, Finn's like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, which I thought was awesome. That was
Yeah.
beautiful storytelling. That was great.
Yeah.
And then the finish was Dom climbed up to the top rope to do the frog splash on Braun, but then Finn came up and tripped him up on the top rope, and then Finn did the coup de grace on Braun, went for the pin, and Dom got back up to do the 5-star frog splash, or the frog splash, I guess.
Yeah.
Onto Finn, knocking the pin out of the way, and then he pinned Finn, which is exactly what I call in my predictions.
Yeah,
love it, because I was like, they got to protect Braun. They can't have Braun look weak, and he didn't. He looked like a beast.
Yep, and I thought Braun was going to pin Dom.
Yeah, the only person that kind of came out of this looking kind of shabby was, I thought, Penta. He didn't really get the rub in this match. He looked great. Don't get me wrong. Like, they all looked great in this match, but like Penta didn't really stand out in the way that the other three did, in my opinion.
All right,
he was just kind of there, but I thought it was great. I loved it.
Yep, I loved it too.
And I loved that Dom won.
I've no complaints about it.
Yeah, it was great.
No complaints about the match.
The only thing I would say didn't really happen was we didn't get a super spear. So, you know, the type of spear where like Braun gets a fucking head of steam going, and
which I thought that's what I thought we might get one when I saw the ref had the ref cam.
Yeah, which they never used.
No, we never saw a view of it.
Very weird. Yeah. So yeah, a little disappointed that we didn't get to see a super spear, because I thought the way the match was going to end was Braun was going to super spear Finn, and then Dom was going to take advantage of that. And we got a variant of that, but not exactly. So beyond the lack of a super spear, I thought it was just fantastic match, fantastic storytelling, and a highlight moment for Dom, and well deserved for years of great heel work. So,
yep.
To the point where the crowd is now cheering him because he's that good a heel. What is someone said something, I don't remember who said it, but they said, when you're trying to get over with the crowd and it's not working, don't bitch and moan. Do something and become undeniable. Become undeniable. And that's exactly what Dom did. He's like, fuck it. You know, I will be the best fucking heel that this company has, and you will eventually respect me for my hard work, and that's exactly what's happened to him. Now he's getting cheered, and now he's going to be Judgment Day's leader because he's Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, but is he? I mean, I guess it's like Rhea when she was in there still, when the fans were cheering her, but they were booing everybody else. Right.
Well, we will talk about that shortly. The Fallout predictions.
Like you already said, you like Dom to win. I picked Braun. I thought Braun was still gonna stay strong. So I got 0, been bet 6. You made up 3.
Nice. Okay. Cool stuff. All right. Next up was Randy Orton. So Randy was scheduled to face KO, but KO got injured. And Randy basically said, I'm going to get a match at WrestleMania. It's going to happen. And he basically issued an open challenge, essentially. So he did that. He came to the ring to an outstanding ovation to his 20th WrestleMania.
Yep.
And got on the mic and said, whoever it is, come face the 3 most dangerous letters in WWE, RKO. And you and I had no predictions for this match because we didn't really know what was going to happen. So we had 2 bonus points. So we both were asked 2 questions. Each was worth 1 point. So the first question was, will Randy have a match? And the second was, if he does have a match, who is it against? and who it turned out to be blew me away.
Me too. In a good way. In
a great
awesome way.
It ended up being TNA's world champion, Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appears.
Blew the crowd away. No one would have predicted that.
Monster pop from the crowd.
We could have had Solo. We could have had Nick Aldis. We could have had
Omos.
Miro. Omos. We could have had Aleister Black. It could have been anybody, really. A lot of people were thinking maybe Jeff Hardy would have been a great option, too, because of the history between Orton and Jeff. Could have been a million different people, but they went with TNA's world champion, Joe Hendry.
And the crowd just
ate it up. Ate it up. It was great. Great surprise. The first ever not WWE personality to be in a match at WrestleMania. I believe.
Well, contracted to another wrestling company.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? That's not true. Didn't they have AAA members at that one WrestleMania? We found that out.
A Rumble, wasn't it?
Oh, was it a Rumble?
Yeah, it was a Royal Rumble.
No, it was one of the WrestleManias. Remember, they had like a 3-on-3
something
Mexican luchadors match. Yeah. I think I might be wrong on that. I might be wrong on that.
Yeah.
I think that takes the cake there. But definitely since then, the only time. Now, the match was essentially just a 5-minute squash. It
3
wasn't
minutes.
anything.
3 minutes, 10 seconds.
3 minutes. Wow,
Yeah.
3-minute, 10-second squash match. It wasn't anything special, but it was entertaining.
It was fun.
Orton allowed Joe Hendry to get some moves in.
Yep.
But he finished it off with an RKO pretty quickly.
Yep. And then after the match, Orton gets him up.
Oh yeah.
Gives him the rub. Holds his hand up, and then just out of nowhere gives him another RKO.
RKO. Yeah.
And then Orton does
the Hendry pose.
Joe Hendry pose. Yeah.
yeah. He was like. And then he does this.
Yeah.
he does the Randy Orton pose when he turns around. That was excellent. Yeah, very good. Very good job to both of them. Joe Hendry must feel just excellent after that.
Yeah, I mean he got to be smiling.
Absolutely.
From ear to ear. And at the presser afterwards, Triple H was talking about it. And basically just putting Joe over to the moon. And pretty much saying, Joe did great. Joe's going to be here again.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So yeah, that's about what happened. How do we do on our bonus point predictions?
Do we want to rate it?
Yeah, it's a squash match. I don't know if we can rate it. I don't know what well, do we want to? I don't know. Can we count it? It was a 3-minute match.
Yeah.
I don't know. You want to?
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to be pretty average. Yeah. Okay. For what it was, I guess it's kind of tough. But there's a lot of writing going on.
Well, because I'm putting my rating and the results.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was just average squash match. Just average.
If they gave it more time, I would have been probably closer to a 5. The reason I gave it a 7 was because it was good for the amount of time that they spent on it. They didn't waste time. It was exactly what it needed to be.
Mine changing to a 6.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I didn't want it to bring down my rating, so I thought a 7 would be a good middle ground based on what it was. No complaints about that segment at all. So
then for the predictions, I voted that he would have a match. You said he would not. I said Aldis. You said Solo.
Yeah. So we both got who wrong.
I got 1 bonus point for saying he would have a match.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's move forward to AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Let's give our rating for AJ Styles and Logan Paul. I feel like we might be really different on this one. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I figured we were going to be different on this one. All right. So while he's writing down those results, your winner, Logan Paul, cleanly, strangely.
Ish.
I mean, if you count his metal punch, I guess.
I mean, it was outside influence.
Yeah, they did have a little
Not
outside
necessarily
influence, I
interference,
guess.
but influence.
Influence, yeah. Um. So the build to this match, I thought sucked. We talked about that on the prediction show. Was not a fan of the build here. There really wasn't a build. It was basically just, hey, neither of us have anything to do. Let's fight each other. That's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah.
Um,
But I thought AJ was a good fit for him
I did too.
for what they
I know.
could do.
I thought it was a potential match of the night, match of the show, Steeler, and it didn't deliver for me. I thought there would be a lot more high flying, a lot more crazy moves, a lot more just I don't know. I thought it would just be a little more interesting. The most interesting part of the match I thought was the ending, which I didn't like. But we'll go into it. The ending was one of Logan's buddies. I guess I don't know who he was.
Yeah, I don't know
Can't
who he
remember.
was either.
Yeah, I've never seen him before. Don't know who he was. He's not someone from the show, from his podcast, or it's not. It wasn't iShow Speed. It wasn't anyone he's worked with before. So I don't know who he was. But he tried sneaking up to the ring with brass knuckles to give to Logan. And of all people, Karrion Kross shows up, gets a huge pop from the crowd, which I thought was crazy.
He's from Las Vegas.
So
I think that's a lot of it.
Gotcha.
I thought
Yeah.
mentioned he doesn't get that kind of reaction in Providence, Rhode Island. I don't think.
No, definitely not.
Or
Anywhere.
Mobile, Alabama. Yeah.
No. So yeah, got a huge pop. He stops this dude from giving him the brass knuckles. AJ Styles comes out of the ring to confront Karrion.
Yep.
After he takes out the dude with a punch. I'm not sure who the dude is, but the dude got punched.
The dude. Not the
And
dude
then
from the Big Lebowski, but just the dude.
No, just a dude. Not even the dude, a dude. Then Karrion's basically, AJ's basically complaining that Karrion's at ringside for some strange reason, even though he's helping him. Karrion's begging him to use the brass knuckles to win, and AJ's like, "No, I'm not. I'm gonna win clean." He punches Karrion, and then gets up on the ring apron to do a phenomenal forearm. Misses. Logan counters it into his metal titanium punch, whatever he calls it.
His loaded punch.
His loaded punch, and then gives him the pulverizer and wins clean.
Yep.
I thought it was a clean victory, personally. There was outside stuff going on, but I don't think it cost him the match.
No.
So I mean, I understand that this is clearly leading to an AJ Karrion storyline, but why sacrifice? I just don't understand.
but I'm just not into Karrion Kross.
I mean, I'm starting to like him better. He's actually got a little bit of a character now, instead of just this like droning,
All right.
Final Testament. Oh, I'm scary. I'm going to beat your ass. Like he's actually got a personality now. He's like whispering in people's ears. He's like trying to influence people into cheating. He's obviously got an ulterior motive, but
Right.
What that is, we're not entirely sure yet. So I'm liking him more. I just don't understand why we needed to give Logan Paul a rub here. AJ keeps losing. That's all he does. He just keeps losing. And I'm fine with him putting over talent, but like, we're in the midst of AJ's last 2 years
Right.
in the industry. Can we not give him something better to do? Like, I don't know. I want to see him in some 5-star classics. He can still have them, and they're just not putting him in situations that allows him to do that. And it's starting to get annoying for me.
It kind of is. I definitely want to see him make a run. And we can talk about it when we
get to predictions.
Yeah, well, when we go to the where do they go from here kind of thing.
Yeah,
I kind of know what I would be cool to see him do.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that Logan's going to take another break. So it's like, yay, he won, and now he's just going to disappear for another 5 months, probably.
Hopefully not that long. I mean, I'm hoping he's still going to be pretty regular. It doesn't seem like they're going to be going international too much.
Oh, you think that was why he was so disappeared for a lot of the year?
Well, it also depends on which countries they go to. There's some he may not be able to.
Japan. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, there's some he may not be able to get into, but
Egypt. Oh, excuse me.
I think he's more prone to being on the international shows than he would be like next month Backlash in St. Louis.
I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Predictions.
I like Logan. I thought Logan was going to have another win at WrestleMania. You liked AJ. Me for 4. But you only bet 1 on AJ.
I'm still falling so far behind. I am so screwed. All right. Next match. Okay, I've been saving this rant. All right, so we've got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Lyra Valkyria and Bayley, which did not happen. Bayley. Well, you know what? We'll get into it in a minute because I have a rant stored up in my soul that I'm going to get on a rampage here.
So on yeah, all right.
Let's do our rating first. I'm gonna go kablooey. All right, 3, 2, 1. Damn, son. Okay. All right. So, where do I start? Where do I start with this shit? Okay. So originally it was supposed to
start on what it was originally supposed to be.
Yeah. So it was originally supposed to be Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending the women's tag titles against Lyra and Bayley. Bayley was mysteriously attacked, taken out at some point on Saturday?
We found out during the pre-show on Saturday.
Did they have any footage?
No, not of the attack, but they did the aftermath when she was laying on the floor and Lyra was there to find out what happened. And then I don't know if it was Pierce or if it was Aldis or who it was came up talking to Lyra. And then all of a sudden, Raquel and Liv start walking by. And of course, Lyra thinks it was them two because of the whole...
just like with Jade. Just
like with Jade, right?
Yeah, a little suspicious.
And then Lyra says, I'll take them on both myself, kind of thing. And then I think it was Aldis, or whichever GM it was, said, no, you're not going to take them on. But the match is until tomorrow, so you've got 24 hours to find a replacement if Bayley can't go.
So the amount of problems I have with this is astronomical. So number one, Bayley works her ass off all year, gets announced for WrestleMania, and then the day before her match, she gets taken out.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, this was the plan all along, according to Triple H. And according to, like, multiple sources, this was the plan all along. Well, let me tell you this. If this was the plan all along, you're fucking stupid. That is the most fucking stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. You build this up, you have Bayley and Lyra have this awesome chemistry, and then the day before her match, you take her out, and you don't even do the nice thing. Yes, oh yeah, I'm going for it. You don't even do the nice thing of playing this footage on the main show. Not only do you not play this footage on WrestleMania Saturday, you don't play it on WrestleMania Sunday, and you don't play it before their fucking match.
Yeah.
This match had no fucking video package. No video package whatsoever. They just went to the match. So I bet you the crowd was like, "What the fuck is happening? Where's Bailey?" So they show it on the fucking pre-show, and then it's just not on the show.
Not on the show at all.
At all. I had no clue what was happening until finally, during fucking Lyra's entrance, Michael Cole's like, "Oh, so Bailey got attacked yesterday, and Lyra's got to find a mysterious partner." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What? Did she get injured? What is happening?"
Yeah,
what?
Is so dumb.
So stupid. Worst booking, worst storytelling I have personally ever seen at WrestleMania. That is fucking atrocious.
Yeah, this was just horrible.
And then it gets worse. Because who is her replacement? Becky fucking Lynch making her return. Gee, what does this remind you of? Oh, yeah. She did this to Bianca Belair. And, what was it? Carmella. At that random SummerSlam.
Because it was originally supposed to be Bianca and Sasha.
Yeah. Sasha gets injured or something, I think. Or no, she quit.
No, that's not when she quit. I think it's got something to do with the sickness.
Oh, COVID.
Yeah.
She got COVID. So Carmella stepped in. And then Becky steps in during the entrances, basically. Right before they're about to start. Whoops Carmella's ass and is like, "Yeah, I'm just in the match now, fucker."
Yeah.
And then beats
squashes
Bianca
her in like 20 seconds.
This reeked of that bullshit.
This reminds me of WrestleMania 9 and also in Las Vegas with Hulk Hogan, brother.
Hogan and Brett and everything.
Yeah.
That's
just Becky Hogan. Yeah,
I was so mad when I saw her come out. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
I was. That's what a crock. What a
bunch of bullshit. Just bullshit. You couldn't have saved her return for the Monday after Mania, the one where everyone makes a big return. You couldn't have done that. You take Bailey out, who had a banner year, who was a fucking champion.
Like as much crap as by we, I mean the whole internet wrestling community, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much crap we give Charlotte Flair because whenever she's gone and comes back, she just goes right into the title picture.
Yeah.
At least Charlotte won a match to get a title shot. She won the Royal Rumble.
And at least she lost at Mania. She loses at Mania all the time, too.
Yeah.
Charlotte. So it's like,
sure, but yeah, I mean, she won a match. She won a title match.
She earned it.
She earned a title match by winning a match.
Yeah.
Not Becky.
And she puts over people. You know, she put over Rhea. She put over Ronda. She put over Tiffany. Now she's at least put these people over.
Becky does put over people. I mean, Lyra beat her. I think Tiffany beat her. I mean, Becky does put people over and get people over.
Not at Mania, apparently, and not at the two big shows of the year, Mania and SummerSlam. She comes in and she shits all over people.
Yeah.
I was so mad. I was so fucking mad.
I felt so bad for Liv and Raquel.
I felt so bad for Liv and Raquel, which we didn't even talk about. Becky and Lyra won.
They won the titles.
Didn't even mention this. They won the titles from Liv and Raquel.
Yep. That's Lyra 2 belts.
Like, why? This was the most baffling, just stupid booking I've ever seen in my fucking life. It was so dumb. So dumb.
Oh, wait, don't say it's the stupidest booking you've ever seen in your life. We're not done with the card yet.
Oh, yeah, we're not done with the card yet. Yeah. Oh my god. And we've already talked about one of the other dumb things with the TLC match, not, New Day and War Raiders replacing a TL fucking C match. Like,
I don't have as much of a problem with that one.
I hate both these booking decisions. Just fucking terrible. This one's worse though. I completely agree. This one's worse. Bayley wasn't even visible on the show at any point.
No.
She was just not there. It was like, oh, Okay, she's just not on the show this year. Oh, I felt so bad for Bailey.
Yep.
What a crock of shit.
That was my exact
match.
words.
It's
a crock of shit.
Yeah, crock of shit. Just fucking stupid. And then I still think, and I'm not trying to shit on Liv and Raquel any more than they've already been dealing with the bullshit this weekend, but I still think Raquel needs to return to NXT. I still don't think she's ready. I think she's very green. She still makes tons of errors. She's sloppy. She needs to go back to NXT.
The biggest thing she has going for is her size.
Yeah. But her timing is wrong. She had a bunch of miscues. She's not ready. I've said this since she debuted. I'm like, why is she getting this push?
Do you think she's kind of hit her ceiling?
It could be. It could be that she's just not good. It's definitely a possibility. They need to take her off main roster television. When you've got the caliber of talent that you do in the women's division right now, Raquel does not deserve to be there. I'm sorry.
And after the NXT show on Saturday, you see the caliber of talent that's going to be coming up.
There's no room for Raquel right now. None.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. So that sucks. The match was not good. Liv did her absolute best. She put in an effort. I could see it on her face. She was not happy. Lyra,
she's good. I like her. The more I watch her matches, the more I like.
I do like her. Yeah, I do like her. She's just. I think she needs she needs a heel turn. She just doesn't have enough personality for me right now to get invested in who she is.
I mean, she's like the goody girl, babyface.
Yeah, there's nothing to her. Right. That being said, though, she did have an absolute classic with Bailey on Raw the other week. This was frustrating. This was so frustrating.
It's so frustrating. Hopefully tonight on Raw we see. We'll talk
about it when we get to. I have some ideas and some more to talk about with this thing once we get to our final segment. But yeah, it's just what a nightmare this was. Yeah. What a brutal nightmare. How we doing predictions?
Well, based on Lyra and Bailey, we both thought Liv and Raquel were going to win. We both bet 5.
What a joke.
Yeah.
What a fucking joke. That brought down Sunday so much. So much. And let me tell you, the truck did not stop rolling downhill.
The first 4 matches.
My God!
The first 5 matches were just incredible.
Bangers. Yeah, just bangers, man. And then everything fell apart with this match. Everything fell apart. Well, let's get to the main event. Cody Rhodes defends his WWE Championship against John Cena in John Cena's final WrestleMania match. Let's do our rating. Man, this is the one I need to think more about.
Yeah, I need to think too. I have a number on there. Oh yeah, I have a number, but
yeah, I'm still thinking. This is a tough one. I'm trying to decompress after that negativity from the last one. I'm trying not to let it influence this one too much. It's not gonna help that much, I don't think, though. Yeah. Oh man, do I go lower? No, I can't go lower than that. That's not fair. All right. Our final rating of the night. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yes! I'm so glad we agree. So glad we agree.
What's so bad?
Oh my God. Okay. So, and new record-breaking 17-time WWE champion John Cena takes the win after a match that was in such slow motion I thought I was going to fall asleep. I have no clue what they were thinking with this match. I'm so baffled. I was mad. I was so mad after this. Just riding the highs of the first 4 or 5 matches, and then just the drop off after the tag title match. I was just like, What happened? Who booked this shit? Like, seriously, like, what happened? Okay, where do we start with this? The build was fine. You know, Elimination Chamber, you can go back and watch our reaction videos to that. Holy shit, they did it. They're going with it. Rock, you know, Cena sided with The Rock. Holy shit. Yep. The only stupid thing in this match was Travis Scott. Everything else was fucking brilliant. At the end of this night. You know, we have some really cool back and forth between Cody and Cena. Some great verbal sparring. And then we get to the match, and okay, this is what I'm going to say. This might. I don't know how controversial this will be, but this is what I'm going to say. As of right now, at least, you know, things may change, but as of right now, this is how I feel. I think, if nothing changes, I think that John Cena turning heel will go down in history the same way that Undertaker's streak being broken has gone down. That everyone thought in the moment that it was amazing. But then you look back and you go, ooh, that did not pan out anywhere near the way that you would envision this going. That's kind of how I feel right now. I think John Cena's heel turn was a mistake. I think it was a huge error in judgment, and it might change. Things might get better, but as of right now, I think it was a huge error.
Yeah, as of right now, I don't think the heel turn itself was.
The heel turn itself was done great, aside from Travis Scott. But if this is what it was leading to, it's maybe one of the most underwhelming moments in WrestleMania history, as far as like the potential. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't disagree with that.
All right, let's start things off with the entrances. So Cena comes out with a blank entrance akin to Batista coming out at WrestleMania 26, I think it was, where it's his final match before he actually retired. It was against John Cena. He came out like in a blacked out arena, blacked out stadium with a spotlight on him. That's basically what Cena's entrance was. It was just John Cena in white text on a black background, and him walking out to his regular music, and that's it.
Because he healed, damn it.
Which there is two sides to that story. Side one, he's going with what he said. He said that he wants to ruin wrestling for everybody. He's not giving us what we want.
I think he succeeded.
I think he very much succeeded. So in that sense, great job as a heel. He has officially made me hate him. I hate him right now. So it's success, I guess. Is that the best for business, though? I don't think so. I don't think it's good for business when I hated this match and hated the outcome. Cody comes out to a pretty decent entrance. He had like a motocross team doing some jumps over the entrance ramp, which is pretty cool. They're all decked out in like American Nightmare paint and stuff. Cody comes out of the stage with a new mask, new skull mask, which I thought was badass when the cover came off.
Iron Man style.
Yeah, Iron Man style opened up. I thought that was freaking sick. That was great. I know you don't like Cody.
No, not just that. The mask was dumb.
I like the masks personally, but I think that's a taste thing. I think more than a.
I suppose.
You know, some people just don't like his masks. I personally think they're cool. So those are the entrances. Cody at the beginning during the announcements gets booed, and John Cena is kind of a half and half. As the match slowly progresses, Cody seems to turn the crowd a little bit, and they seem to kind of be going away from Cena and starting to cheer Cody. which I thought was interesting. It was like a slow shift in weight.
Yeah.
The match itself was basically just a heck of a lot of walking through it. Like Cena was just like not trying. It was just slow motion. Which again matches his heel persona that he's decided that this is the way his heel persona is going to go. Is just, I'm going to ruin wrestling for you, and I'm going to make you hate me, and you don't get anything from me. You get nothing. You don't get what you want. So in that sense, it matched his persona, but it made for a heck of a boring match. He still did his like special moves. He still did like his shoulder tackles and his twisty backdrop and his 5-knuckle shuffle. I thought he was going to do some sort of twist on the 5-knuckle shuffle where he goes, up in the air, and then he's like, I ain't doing that shit. And then just does like an elbow drop or something. But he goes through with it. He does the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now the only thing he changed was, instead of doing the "you can't see me" to his opponent, he did "you can't see me" to the crowd. And I was like, okay, sure, not great. And he still does the brush his shoulders off thing. Cody, I think, kicks out of a Avalanche AA.
He kicked out of 2 or 3 different ones.
Yeah.
Other ones.
But I think that was when
times.
Travis Scott came out, was after the Avalanche AA kick out.
No.
Cena was kind of baffled.
I think he kicked out of the Avalanche one, and then I think he kicked out of another one.
Okay. Yeah, he kicked out of an AA, I know that. And then John Cena was kind of just baffled. He wasn't really sure what to do at that point. And Travis Scott's music hits. And then he slowly makes his way down to the ring as slow as humanly fucking possible.
As slow as humanly possible, yeah.
And which just added to the slowness of the match itself. Yes. The intensity of the match itself just continued to just be slow. And I'm like, well, we know where this is going. Travis is going to get his receipt. But his receipt ends up just being a safe crossroads.
And then after that happened, I expect somebody else to show up.
Yeah, at that point we were like, okay, so Cena still needs help now. Where's Rock?
Yep.
Rock doesn't come out. And then Cena tries to, at some point, Cena grabbed the belt.
Yep, Cena grabs the belt.
And the belt was sitting in the ring. Cody picks it up after he takes out Travis. And
Cena went to go hit him with it. Cody blocked it. They were both grabbing onto it, playing tug of war with it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Cody ends up with it, and then Cena starts playing the chicken shit. Please, don't hurt me. Don't hit me.
Yeah, and he's like, and he said on SmackDown, I think it was, that Cody's going to have to make a choice. Does he be the good guy, or does he want to be a winner? And foreshadowing at its worst, that's exactly what happened. Cody has to decide whether he's going to use the title belt on Cena. He doesn't. He throws it away. Cena kicks him in the nuts, gives him an AA, and pins him. And that's it.
No, he doesn't. Cody kind of looks to the side, and that's when Cena kicks him in the nuts. He takes the belt,
yeah,
and then
whacks
him in the head with the belt, just like he did at Elimination Chamber.
That's right. So it wasn't even an AA. It was just a kick in the nuts and a headshot with the belt, and then and that's it. And then
that knocks him out.
And that's it.
Then the ref.
And that's the whole main event.
So the first ref bump, Cody kicked Cena into the ref in the corner, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that looked like a pretty legitimate ref bump that would knock him out, right?
Yeah.
The second ref bump, all it did was Travis Scott pulled him out of the ring.
Yeah.
And hit him. And he just fell to the floor.
He fell to the floor, and it was down for a while.
Yeah. And he was down longer for that than he was with getting sandwiched in the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, bad ref bump. So
worst one. I have to think hard for a worse ending to a WrestleMania event. Yeah.
Yeah. I just, it's like they gave up. it's like they had no idea what to do with the finish. So they're like, I guess we'll have Travis Scott come out and get his ass whooped, and then Cody will just be the good guy and lose his title, and that's how John Cena will win his record-breaking 17th title win. Is in the most underwhelming fashion imaginable.
I like the result, just not the ending.
The ending was atrocious.
It was the worst.
I mean, they made Cody look like an absolute chump.
I mean,
this is the dude that beat fucking Roman Reigns. I mean, but they built him to beat Roman.
Yeah.
This is the guy that beat Roman Reigns, and now he gets beat by a part-timer who's had 2 matches in 7 years, and a celebrity rapper who's skinnier than I am. It's baffling. You just made him look like an absolute joke. I mean, how many kickouts did we see from Cena, or no, not from Cena? How many last minute kickouts and fake finishes did we see from Punk, Roman, and Seth on night 1?
I mean,
like a million.
Yeah.
And we get like 2 or 3 from Cena and Cody. Like, why did Cody not kick out of this belt shot?
I thought he was going to, because I thought The Rock was going to.
Yeah. Me and my buddy were flabbergasted. Like, just
yeah.
We were like, wait, that's it? It was utterly insane. He didn't even bleed. Cody didn't even bleed. At Elimination Chamber, he got the absolute shit kicked out of him. He's bleeding like a stuffed pig. But apparently, I just don't understand. I just legitimately don't understand. This is the way you give Cena his 17th title win? This is how you do it?
He did say he was going to ruin wrestling.
He ruined WrestleMania. He ruined the end of WrestleMania, that's for damn sure. Like, it was so bad. It was so bad. Not a good match.
So, I mean, with that ending, it's like, why even have The Rock involved?
Yeah. Yeah, what was the point of that?
Why have Cena sell his soul to The Rock?
Yeah. There was literally no point to that. And Rock and Travis Scott could have just not been there at Elimination Chamber. Cody could have just came out after the Chamber match, shook his hand, and then Cena could have just kneed him in the nuts.
Yeah, I mean, you could have still done the Cena heel turn without The Rock at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they played it up that The Rock was the reason for it, the reason behind it, and whatever.
How did they not think that the crowd was going to expect The Rock to be there? It's so brain dead. It's so out of touch. I just, it's literally insane.
I mean,
how bad that was.
The way that the main event played out, it's almost like Travis Scott was the final boss, not The Rock.
Yeah. Hopefully that's the last time we see Travis Scott. Just be gone now. Just go away now.
And honestly, I don't want to see The Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, I like seeing The Rock.
Not involved in this.
The Rock does not need to be involved in this.
No.
At all.
No. Go away. Yeah, go away. Unless you're going to follow it up with something, go away. Stop coming back. Stop doing this shit where you show up at Bad Blood and be like, "Hey, I'm here. I'm doing shit."
What can you follow this up with?
Well, let's get into that after.
To justify not being there last night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's finish off with our predictions, and then we'll get into what we would have done, or where we think everything's going. So, how do we do on predictions with Cena and Cody?
I almost gave you points here.
Hashtag spoilers. I'm gonna get crushed. I think I'm way behind.
I picked Cena. I thought they wouldn't waste a heel turn for him just to lose at Mania. And you thought for some reason Cody was still going to be the good guy and win. So I won 3 and you missed out on 6.
Yeah. Not good. Not good. All right. Do you want to add up our totals?
Oh, I just did a few minutes ago while you were.
Oh shit. All right.
What do you want first? The ratings or the results?
Oh, we did the ratings already.
No,
So
the overall ratings.
Oh, I thought we did the average.
Yeah, the overall average.
Yeah, we did them already.
No.
Yeah, you had a 5.8, I think, and I had a 5.1.
Yeah, that was for night 1.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, do the ratings then.
So night 2 was much better. Mine was 6.42.
Okay.
Yours was 5.86. However, obviously, the number was severely dragged down by the final 2 matches.
Oh yeah.
Because I had 10, 8, 8, 6, 8, and you had 10, 8, 8, 7, 4. So it was severely dragged down by the last 2.
Yeah, those last 2 matches sucked the life out of me, man.
Overall, I had 6.14, and you had 5.5.
Yeah, that's about how I felt.
It's about, yep.
Yeah, I kind of feel overall lower than that. I kind of feel like it was a really below average WrestleMania. It's easily Triple H's first huge misstep since he started booking. I would say easily his worst pay-per-view since he started booking. Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you count Crown Jewel, which I don't. That's just a fucking house show. But
somewhat,
you know, every other pay-per-view had just some like epic moments, epic matches. I just let me put it to you statistically. There was 14 matches on this card. 5 of them were excellent. The rest we'll probably forget about in 2 weeks.
See, I thought 6 were excellent.
Was that counting the
Logan and AJ?
Randy Orton? Oh, Logan and AJ. Okay, that's fair.
Because you only had 4 on that one.
So less than half of the card was excellent, and some of the card was atrocious.
I mean, I had 6 really highly rated ones, but that Randy Orton, Joe Hendry, I would have put that on any. I mean, I'd give me the 5 matches from night 2, not including the not including the women's tag and the main event. So give me those 5 matches. Give me the main event from night 1, and the Tiffany and Charlotte match. And okay. I would, that would be my best show of those 14 matches.
Okay, that's fair. All right, how do we do on our total predictions?
You want to know?
I'm getting ready to feel pain. Yeah, I'm getting ready to feel pain. This was a slaughter, I think. Tell me mine first, because I know I'm fucked.
So on night 1, you missed. You went 3 and 4. You went 3 matches, lost 4. Night 2, including the impromptu Randy, you won 3, lost 4.
Oh God, yeah.
You ended up with 23 points.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh my God, that is awful. Holy shit.
At the end of night 1, I had 22.
You had almost beat me on one night. Oh God.
So, however, on night 2, I missed my 2 highest point matches. But still, I won 33-22. No, 33-23. You're a winner.
And still. Yeah, that was easily my worst prediction performance on the WWE shows.
Yes.
By far. That was awful. Yeah. At the end of night 1, I was talking to my buddy and I'm like, yeah, I lost. I'm like, it's over. It's over. I don't even need to watch night 2 for me to know it's over. Okay.
But you're glad you did, because that was the better show. Or the better
what?
night. That was the better
night 2.
Night 2 was, yeah.
Oh, yeah, night 2 was easily 10 times better. Oh, yeah, it was really good.
Before we get to the where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Shout out to NXT Stand and Deliver. Um,
Yeah. I've heard a lot of great things about it. I'm going to watch it.
very
So
heavily urge you.
if we want to break it down on our next show, I'm cool with doing that.
All right.
Maybe not a complete breakdown since we didn't do predictions and stuff like that, but we can do like a mini segment on the matches. I have actually already started watching it. I'm like I think I'm like halfway through the first match. So
Okay.
yeah, so I will chime in on Stand and Deliver on the next show.
Did you watch the pre-show match, the women's four-way
No.
elimination? Okay.
No. It started with
Tag match, right?
no, Ethan Page and
Oh yeah, Ricky Saints.
Ricky Saints. Yeah, that was the first match. So I'm like halfway through that one.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll chat about that for sure. All right, and we'll also talk about Raw Fallout on that same episode, so we can see what happened. All right, so where do we think Gunther's going from here? I think I'm of the opinion that he's going to take some time off. He's going to be gone for a while.
I think a month or two at the most. I mean,
yeah,
he didn't wrestle too much leading up to it, so why does he need to take too much time off?
What does he do when he gets back?
He almost has to be in a title picture.
Maybe he'll move to SmackDown.
Do we have a draft?
Oh yeah, we'll have a draft. Well, whatever they call a draft these days.
I mean, they just had technically a transfer.
Do we even need a draft? Honestly,
no. We
don't.
Have
just trade him anytime.
Have trades.
Yeah.
Have a trading window, trading period, whatever.
I'm pretty confident Gunther will move to SmackDown. I think it makes the most sense.
I think so.
Yeah. Jay, who's his first defense against at Backlash? Do you think? Braun Breaker?
Do we think Seth? Do we think Seth goes for it with Paul?
Maybe.
Paul the Bloodline?
I feel like if that's the case, Jay's going to lose his title in 3 weeks.
Wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I always thought he would keep the title for a couple of months at least, but maybe giving him the title was enough, and they're going to pass it along to Seth. Yeah, it's certainly possible. All right, well, that's that match. Who fucking knows, bro?
Yeah.
War Raiders will be off TV for a while, doing nothing because that's what half the tag division does. What does the New Day do though with the titles? They're I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you do? What do you do with New Day?
There aren't any tag teams that are built up.
No, there's not. Not on Raw anyway. SmackDown's got several tag teams, but Raw, like, I don't know. I legitimately don't know. I have no predictions for New Day. I think on Raw tonight, New Day will come out and gloat that they're champions, and then maybe someone will interfere with them. Maybe War Raiders just want a rematch.
I hope it's not. Well, I hope it's not Penta and Phoenix.
Yeah, we know they're going to go to one of the two shows together. I'm pretty confident. Spoilers for future.
I mean, I don't mind them going to the same show. I don't want them tagged yet because they've spent time invested in Penta
singles. Yeah, I don't know.
They can always go to that when that's done.
You know, now that you brought that up, I can see them doing a Penta Ray Phoenix versus New Day as the first build. I can see that. That may have been the whole plan all along. All right. Jade and Naomi, we've kind of talked about already. You're pretty confident, I think, still that we're going to get a Bianca invasion here.
Yeah, I think Bianca's going to get involved into it. I think we've started seeing an attitude shift in Bianca.
Yeah.
That I think she'll get involved.
We're going to continue with.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. And then they'll probably have a triple threat, is my guess, at Backlash. Or maybe just Bianca and Jade at Backlash, and then maybe a triple threat after that. I don't know. Something's coming with them. Uh, LA Knight and Jacob. So I'm of the opinion that I think LA Knight's probably going to move to Raw. I think he's done all he can on SmackDown at
Yeah.
this point. So I think he's going to move over to Raw, unless he faces Cena. I guess that's possible. Cena needs a face to face against, but you'd think it would be Cody still. I don't know. Jacob. Who does Jacob face? I mean, I assume Jacob's just going to start feuding with Solo now, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they've got to somehow get Jacob apart from Solo though, and it
Yeah.
seems like right now they're kosher, they're cool.
Yeah. I think it's, well, I mean, it could be something as simple as an Evolution betrayal type thing go on. Like maybe Jacob has a celebration for his US title win on SmackDown, and Solo and Tama Tonga turn on him. And that starts a Solo Jacob.
Oh, they need Tonga Loa for that though, don't they?
Who knows? Hopefully that guy just doesn't come back.
Wow.
He's not. I don't like him. He's not good. He's
I mean,
not good.
I feel
Man.
the same way about
He's
Sami Zayn, but wow. Okay.
well, he's disappeared too. So who knows? They could both go away.
Send them to AEW.
Yeah, send it both to AEW, exactly. Yeah, I think LA will go to Raw. I think Jacob will begin the beginnings of his feud with Solo. That's my guess. Rey Mysterio injured for an unknown amount of time. Where they go with El Grande Americano at this point,
I mean, they're
don't
still running
really know.
the Luchadors against El Grande Americano.
Yeah, I guess we'll just see another 3 weeks of him facing off against Dragon Lee and Penta. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, there are more. I mean, it was kind of cool that on the Battle Royal on Friday on SmackDown. I don't know if you saw that or the highlights of that. They basically had all the luchadors gang up on Chad Gable, and then after Gable got eliminated, a few minutes later, you had El Grande Americano appear and eliminate. I think it might have been Rey Mysterio or Rey Fenix.
Yeah.
And that's what got the 6-man
Rey Fenix match.
Yeah, or that's what got the 6-man tag match booked for later on that night where Mysterio got hurt.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't really know. I guess they're just going to continue it. I don't really know where it's going though, but they're going to continue it. Tiffany and Charlotte.
I think there's still
rematch.
Still story on there, yeah.
Yeah, I think a rematch at Backlash makes sense. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not sure where either of them go. So it seems like the most logical thing is just to keep it going, have a rematch. Man, where do these guys go? Roman, I think, is going to take time off. I think he's gone for a while.
Like him. Why take more time? I mean, not that he needs to wrestle every week or be on TV every week. He's just on.
I think Roman's just a commodity that they need to protect. So just have him appear when he needs to, and it makes more impact. You know, kind of like Taker. He doesn't need to be there all the time. He just needs to show up when it means something.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get watered down. I think he'll take time off. I think. Well, what does Punk do? That's the bigger question. If Seth is going after Jay, what's Punk do?
I do think Punk still tries to get to Paul through Seth still.
I hope not. I how long are we going to deal with Punk Rollins?
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
I don't need to see Punk Rollins anymore.
No.
But does he need to get back at Paul?
I don't know. Yeah, that's the problem. Is that this is my entire problem with how that match was booked. Is that it didn't feel like the end of something. It started like it felt like the start of something. And we've already had Punk and Seth being feuding for forever since he came back. So it's like, no, stop it. Move Punk on to something else. You know, Punk's only had 2 feuds in a year and a half. he's had a feud with Drew and a feud with Seth. That's it.
Yep.
Like it's like move him on, man. Punk's not got that much time left. Start putting him in other places, man. I don't know. Maybe move Punk to SmackDown to feud with Cena. That would be better. I'd be much cooler with that. And leave Seth on Raw. So we already talked about Bianca. Where does Rhea go? I have no clue.
I think eventually we get Rhea Bianca
as a one-on-one.
Yeah.
They're on different shows right now, though.
They are.
I don't know where you go with either of these, like any of these women. Where do you go?
I mean, I think
like who
in the next few months we'll see Jordan Grace come up from NXT. Mm-hmm. I think she just kind of got stuck down in NXT for a little bit until WrestleMania season was over.
Don't rush her though. I really don't want them to put her right in the title picture. Like she's
yeah, I mean she definitely doesn't need to come up. If there is a title picture, then it would be either an IC or a US title.
Yeah. But the problem is Jordan Grace, I'm assuming, would be a face. So unless Lyra, I don't know. But yeah, these 3, I don't know. Like, who does Io defend her title against? Io's still a tweener. She's still not like a good guy or a bad guy. She's still like both. So it's like who could face her? I don't want to see Rhea or Bianca face her again. I
think Damage Control has kind of 90-10 babyface.
No, they're babyface?
I think so.
I mean it's basically just Io right now, and because Dakota's injured again. So is Kairi, and so is Asuka.
Yeah.
So it's like Io's just alone right now.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So, what other women are on Raw right now that could face Io?
Julia could come up. But
I guess Liv could, now that she's free of the tag titles.
Yeah, Liv
and Io. But what does Rhea do? Does Rhea take time off? Like, maybe Rhea just takes some time
or maybe she goes to SmackDown. She could use a
maybe
change.
Who's women's champion over there?
Tiffany.
You
get Tiffany and Rhea?
Yeah, maybe. But Tiffany's facing Charlotte probably. I don't know. I don't know what the hell you do with any. Io and Rhea right now for me are a mystery. I have no clue. I don't even know what I would do with them. So we'll see, I guess. Oh boy,
Dom and Finn.
Yeah, Dom and Finn is clearly where they're going now. The change of leadership between Dom and Finn, and I think that Dom is probably going to bring in that new member, whoever he ends up being. Because he's. Oh, it could be Black.
Could be Aleister Black.
That would make some sense to bring in Black. Although they're kind of a comedy group a little bit with Carlito and JD McDonough's still going to be coming back at some point. So
and JD's with Finn. But
yeah,
I think going into Mania, they were trying to lead it into Finn being a babyface and Dom still being heel.
Yeah, which clearly is not going to happen now.
I hate to use the word. I think they're going to have to pivot.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Unless it was just the WrestleMania crowd, but I don't think so. After being cheered that loud.
He's been getting a smattering of cheers in the last month or so.
Yeah,
I tell you, it's that damn European crowds.
They fucked things up.
They effed it all up. Never go to Europe again.
So I think it's obvious Intercontinental feud between Finn and Dom. Where does Penta and Braun go?
I hate for it to be Penta just going with Ray, or
I think that's what's going to happen.
Or to go into the El Grande Americano stuff. They've done
maybe
such a good job of presenting Penta since he showed up.
Braun, I have no idea what you do with. I mean, maybe you move him to SmackDown and face Cena.
You think he's ready for title match?
I think so. I mean, he's very well spoken outside of his character. Like when he does interviews and stuff like that, he's very well spoken. He's amazing in the ring. He looks good as a champion. The problem with putting him against Cena is that Cena's not going to let that title go for a while.
So I don't know if it's kind of a spoiler. What?
Braun and Jacob.
Yeah, Braun and Jacob.
That'd be a sick series. They could have a series of matches. That could be a good feud.
Yeah.
I hope they do that. That's what I'm hoping for now, actually.
So if you saw on WrestleMania last night, they were talking about how Paul Heyman was going to be on Pat McAfee's radio show today.
Yes.
So he was on it.
So was Cena.
And so was Cena. But as far as Heyman, I don't know exactly what he was saying, how he was hinting at. But there could be, it looks like possibly there could be leading to a kind of a new dangerous alliance. Kind of a new faction that he's going to build and be in charge of. And if they do,
so with Seth, I assume.
With Seth, and that could be something that Braun could definitely fit into.
Yeah. What do they do though? Does Braun just become muscle for a while?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, right? It's tough with Braun because Braun is clearly ready to be championship consistently, right? Like, and him not having a title sucks.
And he doesn't necessarily need someone to speak.
No, he doesn't. I don't know. That would make sense, though. Who else would you put in that faction, though?
I don't know.
Rhea?
Could be Rhea.
Yeah. They need a female. Well, let's see what happens. We'll see. Well, we're gonna see some fallout tonight. I don't know how many answers we'll get tonight.
Cena's supposed to be on Raw.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. Well, it is the Raw after Mania. They usually do some pretty crazy stuff.
Yep.
There's also Rusev. He could join the Dangerous Alliance. So could Black. Black could be another one. Okay. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, Jesus.
What for Priest?
What for either of these guys? I have no clue what you do for either of these guys at this point. They're not clicking the button on Drew.
Drew
they're
could
not,
be with
they're not
Heyman.
The Dangerous Alliance. Yeah. That could be cool.
I can also see Priest be with.
Yeah. Well, Priest is still a really good guy. You know, people like to cheer him. Drew's a really good bad guy.
But then Drew would have to be with Seth.
You know what the biggest problem, right? Well, I really hope that Priest doesn't get involved in the Intercontinental scene, because then we're just gonna have a Judgment Day bullshit all over again.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a triple threat between those three.
I think Priest.
I don't know.
Priest should go SmackDown just to get away from
the Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Yeah. Yeah, Drew. I guess joining Heyman would make sense. Drew would be a really good opponent for Jay.
Again.
Unfortunately, he would lose probably though. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I see Drew against Aleister Black.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Orton.
Cena.
Right away?
Backlash in St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
Randy's hometown.
Hometown against Cena. But he's gonna lose.
I mean, that's a match losing. That we need to see in the last year, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, Wouldn't it be something if Cena wins the title just to lose it a month later?
Oh God. So what does he win an 18th before his end?
No, Randy wins and loses it twice, so they're both well. No, Randy would have to
Yeah.
lose 3 times to be at 17.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Cena's going to keep that number, but Cena might get the 18th as a good guy by the end of his run this year, I think.
Wouldn't that be something?
Unless he just keeps it until he turns face. That's possible. Jesus. Again, I mean, we've kind of already talked about this. I hope AJ gets something good to do. But obviously he's going into something with Karrion Kross. Whether that turns out good or not, I don't know.
By the end of his time, I mean, they've got a working partnership. Let AJ win the TNA championship.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
Kind of go in there and give like a...
It'd be cool for him to take it from Joe, and then Joe goes up to NXT.
Like a 6-month tour of TNA.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Logan?
It also protects him a little bit. Logan, I don't even give a shit.
LA Knight again. No.
I just keep him off TV for all I care. I like him as a wrestler, but I don't need to see him on TV. I just don't care. And I think that's probably what's going to happen. I think he's going to stay off TV again. I don't know for how long, but I think he'll stay off TV.
For a couple months.
Yeah, a few months.
Bayley and Becky. So, who attacked Bayley?
Yeah.
Do you think Becky?
It's clearly Becky. It's got to be Becky. Yeah. Got to be Becky. It's got to be.
So, tomorrow night on NXT, Becky and Lyra have a title match against the winners of the 4-way elimination tag match.
Oh, yeah, the NXT girls.
Show, which is Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan.
So we know that they won't win. Becky and...
You know what? I hope they do.
I do too. I don't see it, but...
No, I don't see it either.
Unless Bayley comes back really quickly and takes out Becky during the match or something.
I mean, we don't even know. All we know is she was attacked. Don't know what the effects of it were, what the damage it was.
Yeah, she might not even be really hurt. Right. She might be just, Yeah, who knows? And then I think Liv going after EO would make sense with Raquel in her corner, because that's what Raquel does.
Yep.
And then what do you do for the Intercontinental belt with Lyra? Unless it ends up being a triple threat between her, Bayley, and Lyra, but I don't know why Bayley would have interest in going against Lyra.
Bayley,
both faces.
Again. You get NXT call-ups like Julia.
Julia.
Maybe a little Sol Ruka action.
Fuck that.
What? You watch your mouth.
Oh wow, we're already at the end here. Yeah, so I guess Cena and Orton are probably going to go at it for Backlash. That makes sense.
Does Cody take a little bit of time off
again? I guess maybe. I don't know what else he would do. Yeah, I guess so.
Does he try to get it unless they do right away?
Maybe. I mean, unless they triple threat it, Cody, Orton, and Cena. But I don't know. Maybe Cody just does take some time off. He's been on the John Cena schedule for like 2 or 3 years. So, with the exception of the injuries,
for a couple months.
Yeah, he might take some time off. It might be good for him to do that.
I think it'll be good for the viewers too, because I think there is a little bit of Cody fatigue.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't have long to wait. We only have 3 hours.
We have 3 hours from right now.
Monday Night Raw. Yeah. So we will be back later this week with a look at NXT Stand and Deliver, the Monday Night Raw Fallout, and maybe a little bit of trivia in there as well, depending on how much time we spend on those two things. All right. If you want to reach me, I'm at BlueSky, TJ-Leo.
I'm at the Colt 2K. on the BlueSky and the X.
The Twix.
The Twix.
Twix. It's all in the mix. Not a sponsor. co.op.podcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to join the Co-op Club Discord community server. Link is in the description. It only takes a 30-second application process to join. And I think that's about it. WrestleMania 41 in the books.
Where does it rank on our tier maker?
Not high. Not high. Let me see if I can quickly pull up what it looked like. Let's see. Here's our WrestleMania ranked video. Here it is.
Definitely not Goat Sim.
No. Okay, let's see. I'm looking at it. Top of meh? No, I can't put it at the top of meh. It wasn't that good. Bottom of meh. I'm thinking.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, I'd put it right at the I'd put it right below WrestleMania 20 in meh.
I guess that is everyone. So right above or below 20?
Right below 20. That's where I'm thinking.
Which one is that right below? Is that 11?
No, that's 14. The one with Mike Tyson, I think.
Oh, it's worse than that. Just above 9.
So second last in meh.
Second last in meh, yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Not good.
Not good.
It was supposed.
Like I said,
the build-up was supposed to have been a lot better.
Yeah. They really dropped the ball.
They did.
Really big shame. I feel a little bit bad for a lot of the wrestlers. I feel bad for Trips. I feel like we're missing something. I feel like maybe there was a little bit of like corporate dicking around in here.
Something.
Something went wrong. I don't know what it was, but something went wrong. But yeah, not a good Mania.
No.
All right, until later this week. This has been Wrestling Renaissance. We out.
Good night.